So yeah, we always have a lot going, and we've got some real improvements probably since last time we did an update. But this tractor and liquid fertilizer spreader, something we've dreamed of for a long time, we finally got from a used farmyard. It's taken about 2 months to go over it and do all the repairs and the modifications that we need. We can show you some of the modifications that the guys did in the back there. But that's a dream come true. We're now spreading 400 tons of liquid fertilizer this fall, and we got all this equipment working just in time. So here I wanted to show you this because our dream team they're pretty amazing. I just admire them so much. All of this has been reconstructed. In fact, right here is a cylinder that opens and closes the valves back here, and it goes through a solenoid that connects to the tractor cabin. All this was modified specifically for our application to where they can build the pressure up in the tank and then release it with this valve, and then it hits the spray plate and spreads the fertilizer evenly. So yeah, I'm really proud of these guys. So over here you can see we're putting a hard cover on what we used to use as a greenhouse. Now we're basically turning it into a hangar. So because that better fits our needs here going forward. The plastic cover of the greenhouse was deteriorated. It's only good for about 3 years. And so now the guys are almost finished covering it, and it'll work for workspace, storage space. So that's great. On the end there, we're actually going to leave the plastic cover, and that final 1/4 of it we will still use for experiments with seedlings and so forth, getting them ready during the winter season. So our agronomist has access to that. Still some greenhouse space on that end. Okay, so this tractor trailer tanker, also we got used obviously, but it's almost ready. We've made some modifications, and we just need the final documentation to get it on the road. But it carries 22 tons, and that's perfect because then we pull it up to the field, and the spreader then fills out of the tanker. So instead of running back and forth between the production site here and the fields where we're spreading, with the tractor we haul it back and forth with this. So yeah, that's a huge upgrade.
So we're trying to equip the team as much as possible with just the right equipment to do the job every day. These guys are working hard, but they're often running into walls of what they can do with limited equipment. So we just got the plasma cutter and new compressor so we can start doing our own cutting here on the containers for the new prototype, and new welder and some other little stuff. So we're making some good progress, and we'll be an efficient team. That
piece right there is a heat exchanger. That was also invented by our guys. So this was a propane bottle that they bought. They cut the ends off, and it's quite complicated inside actually. But what it does is it captures the heat off the exhaust pipe, off the stovepipe. Before you couldn't put your hand on the stovepipe; it would burn you, and now it's just barely warm. So they're capturing twice as much heat by adding the heat exchanger on top of the furnace. Again, an invention that they drew it out and they welded it up from scratch. These guys are pretty amazing. Right now they're working on a little automatic switch to turn the gas off if the fire happens to go out. That's just an emergency thing. If for some reason the gas goes out, then the switch will automatically cut the gas off. If the flame goes out, I wanted to say, if the flame goes out, the switch automatically cuts off the gas so that you don't have then just gas leaking in. Yeah. So we'll give a little update on the prototype that we're working on for a mobile chicken house. And this project is now kind of right on the line, moving from experiment into production, we can say. So you can see We got 1, 2, 3 units lined up there. There's another 3 units lined up here. And the guys are figuring it out. We've got a pile of insulation material, the styrofoam, pile of lumber, another pile of wall material down here. And pretty soon this is going to get more organized into an assembly line. But little by little, they're figuring it out. You can see their cutting station over there with the plans on the board, right? They see the plans tacked on the board there. In the beginning, they were looking at those plans every time they cut a board. Now it's all in their heads, and they're starting to punch them out. So yeah, good progress. So here the guys built a platform just to get this is a gas bag. So when it's full, it will pretty much fill up right to the roof. But they got it up off the ground so that we didn't lose the workspace underneath. And then they just installed the bag today, but figured out the platform wasn't quite wide enough. So they're extending it out another 4 feet here.